Previously, we have discussed how to set up a new company in the QuickBooks application. So in this video, we are going to discuss how to create new ledger accounts or how to edit new ledger accounts using the QuickBooks application. To create new ledger accounts, we need to go through the chart of accounts icon here, right? So here you can see the chart of accounts. So once you click on that, you will be navigated to an interface like this. You can maximize using the icon over here. So I'm going to maximize this. So this is the place where you want to be in order to create new ledger accounts. So here I have set of accounts that need to be created, right? So I'm going to create these new ledger accounts in QB, right? So there is an account ID, the relevant account name, and the balances, right? First, let's create these accounts using QB software. Okay, let's take one by one. In order to create a new ledger account, here you can see the account tab right in the bottom of this interface. So you need to click on this drop down menu. Then you can see some options, right? So here, in order to create a new ledger account, you can click on new, right? Once you click on new, then first you need to choose the correct account type. So here, first I'm going to create this buildings account in QB. So there is an account ID. So the relevant account ID is 10,000 for buildings account. So we need to create this account. First, based on the nature of that account, nature of the transactions and events we do record in that particular account, we need to decide what account type, whether that particular ledger account belongs to. So here, buildings. Buildings is a fixed asset. So you need to choose the correct account type from these options they have given. So since buildings belongs to fixed asset category, we need to tick on fixed assets, right? Apart from buildings, right, other fixed assets like land, machinery and equipment, vehicles, those are also belonging to or coming under fixed asset type. So you need to choose the correct account type and then click on continue. Then it will direct us to an interface like this, but here there is an issue. The issue is that here, when creating ledger accounts, right, in normal circumstance, we use account ID. We use an ID, right, to represent that particular ledger account. But here, once we are directed to this particular interface, there is no place for us to insert the account ID. Therefore, first we need to enable that option, right? In order to enter the account ID, there should be a space provided for us, but that option is not available here. Therefore, what we are going to do first is we are going to enable that option, right? We need a place to give our account ID, just not the account name, but also we need to provide the account ID. To do that, what you need to do is you need to go to this edit tab in the top. Click on that. Then at the right bottom, you can see preferences. You need to click on that preferences tab. Then, since it is something relevant in creating new accounts, right? Our actual intention is that we need to have a space or we need to have an option to provide our account ID. It means that is something related with accounting. So we need to select the accounting icon here, accounting tab here. Then once you select that, right, so here you can see a tab called company preferences. You need to tick on that, company preferences. You can see the use account numbers option is unticked, right? Therefore, to enable the option of providing an account ID, you need to make this tick available. You need to tick use account numbers option, right? So I'm going to untick these two as well, since we are going to post some entries prior to our current financial period. So I have unticked these two date warnings. But in order to make that account ID option available when creating new accounts, to type the account ID to give an account ID option, right? You need to tick this use account numbers over here. Then once you tick that, you can click on OK. Now you can see there is an space, there is an option for us to give the account ID. So here in this, as per our example, the relevant account ID for the buildings account is 10,000. So I will give the account ID here as 10,000. Account name, buildings, right? So once we have given the account ID and account name, then our part is done. We can create the account, but here additionally, right, you can prepare the tax accounts as well. For that, you can make the use of these tax line mapping. So for the moment, I'm not going to bother about these tax line mapping and other parts, right? I'm going to focus on providing the account ID, selecting the correct account type, and providing the right or the relevant account name. So you have the option of giving a description what this account is about, right? So you can have those options as well. So once you have chosen the correct account type, and once you have given the correct account ID and the relevant account name, you can click on save and close. Save and close. And here you can see, right, they have automatically created, right, an equity account for us as well. So here we have the buildings account, the account which we have created. You can see the type here, and we have not provided any balance, so the balance shows as 0. Corresponding to that, they have created automatically, they have created an open balance equity account as well, right? There are some other accounts as well, so let's quickly create these account types as well. Okay, so we need to create a new account called this time accounts receivable under account ID 11,000. So go to the account tab here, click on the drop down menu. You can see new. So click on that. See here, we need to create accounts receivable. So first we need to choose the correct account type. It is not an income, it is not an expense, it is not a fixed asset. Nothing to do with banks, nothing to do with loans, nothing to do with credit cards, nothing to do with equity. Then you have the option of other account types. So you need to tick on that. Then there are several options makes available for you. So you need to choose the correct one. Here I'm going to create the accounts receivable account. So you can select accounts receivable under other account types. Then click continue. Account ID is 11,000. Account name, accounts receivable. Right? So you can click on save and close, or since we have some other accounts to be created here, so simply you can click on save and new. So you have both the options. Either you can click on this save and close and again start from the beginning, right, creating of new accounts, or else you can click on save and new. Then it will automatically give us the interface to add another new account. So this time I will use this option, save and new, right? Then I'm going to create this other receivables account under this account ID. So here now the account type which we have chosen for the previous account was accounts receivable, that will automatically appear here. So remember, we need to change this now. Now we are going to create other receivables. Then we need to choose the correct account type. Other receivables we can consider under other current asset, right? Other current asset. So you can choose this. Select the correct account type, then you can provide the account number, account ID, that is 11,400. Account name, you can type other receivables, right? Again, you can click on, since we have some more other accounts to be created, you can click on save and new. See, all the other things will get wiped out, but the account type which we have chosen for the previous account will remain as it is. So when creating new accounts using this option, save and new, always keep in mind that you need to change the account type. Okay, under number 12,000, it is inventory. So the correct account type you need to select from here. Inventory, it is nothing to do with bank, not comes under accounts receivable, not a fixed asset. Other assets, no. Accounts payable, credit card, no. So here again that also comes under other current assets. Account ID is 12,000. Account name is inventory. Again I will click save and new. Then I will go to the next one, bank commercial, under number 13,000. So from the account type you can select bank. Account ID is 13,000. Account name bank commercial. Save and new. Then the next one, under 13,200, cash in hand. Again, for cash, petty cash banks, the relevant account type is bank. Account ID this time, that is 13,200. Account name is cash in hand. You can click on save and new. Then accumulated depreciation buildings. Accumulated depreciation buildings, correct account type is fixed assets. Fixed assets, that is 17,001. Accumulated depreciation buildings. Click on save and new. Then 20,000 accounts payable. Select the correct account type, accounts payable. Under number 20,000, account name is accounts payable. So I will click save and close to see whether the accounts we have created are there. Right, you can see whatever the accounts that we have created using this account new option are available here. Right, it shows us our account ID, account name, and the account type which we have chosen. And here, if you need to change something, for an example, assume here the correct account ID for cash in hand should be 13,500 instead of 13,200. Mistakenly, you have given the account ID as 13,200. Now you need to change that. So what you can do is you can go to the relevant account over here, right? For example, if it is cash in hand, you can select that one here. Then you can right click on this. Once you right click on that, you have the option, you are provided with the option of editing. So click on edit account. So here easily, if it should be 13,500, you can give the correct account ID, you can correct your mistake and then click on save and close. So since it is 13,200, I will use it as it is. Right, when you have done the correction, you can click on save and close. Then it will get automatically corrected. Right, so we have few more accounts. Wages payable. Go to account, new, wages payable. Right, again other account types, so that is coming under other current liabilities. Select that, click on continue. Account ID is 20,200. Account name wages payable. Click save and new. Then we have long-term loan under number 25,000 under account ID 25,000. Long-term loan, the correct account type should be long-term liability. Name long-term loan. Click save and new. Then under number 30,000 we have stated capital. So again the things like stated capital, general reserves, retained earnings, opening balances, equity, those are coming under the account type of equity. So you need to select the account type as equity. Account number is 30,000. 30,000. The account name is stated capital. Click save and new. The account number is already in use. Please enter another account number. Okay, let's see that. So I will cancel this. Yes, under opening balance equity, you can see the account ID is given as 30,000. Right? So I need to change. See, and now I'm going to edit this account. Right click here, go to edit account. Right, so I need to make this as retained earnings account. So as per our account set, that is represented under the account ID 32,000. So I will give it as 32,000 here. Instead of opening balance, I am going to type retained earnings. Retained earnings. These descriptions I am going to delete. Save and close. Save and close. See, the opening balance equity account, I have edited it as the retained earnings account with a new account ID. Right? I'm going to create a new account called stated capital now. Other account type, sorry, it should come under equity, so we need to select the correct account type and click on continue. So the account type is equity. Account ID, we can give it as now 30,000. Our account name is stated capital. Save and new. So we have created retained earnings. Under account ID 40,000, we need to create sales account. It is an income, comes under income account type. Account ID is 40,000. Name is sales. Save and new. Then under account ID 40,200 interest income, again the account type is income, ID is this, the account name we can type interest income. Click on save and new. Then 50,000, under account ID 50,000 we have the purchase account. So the relevant account type is here purchase. The correct account type for purchase should be cost of goods sold. So we need to select that, cost of goods sold. Account ID is 50,000. 50,000. Account name is purchase. Click on save and new. Then 50,100 payroll expenses. The correct account type for such expense should be the expense account type. Expense account type. Under the account ID 50,100, we need to create payroll expenses. Click on save and new. The name is already in use, right? Okay, so let's cancel this. Let's see. Okay, that may be under the hidden items, right? So I will click on this show inactive accounts. There you can see the payroll expenses. I'm going to make this tick. I'm going to untick this, right? I have hidden inactive accounts. So here we can see payroll expenses under the account ID 66,000. But here we need the payroll expense accounts to be under the account ID 50,100. So I need to edit this account. So how you can edit? You need to right click on, you need to select the relevant account, and then you need to right click on that, select edit account. So here it should not be 66,000, it should be 50,100. Give the correct account ID, then click. You can click on save and close. Save and close. Now see, the account ID relevant for the payroll expenses, we have edited that. We have changed that. We have two more accounts to be created. Rent expense. So select new payroll expense, so that is coming under the expense account type. Select that and click on continue. The account ID this time, that is 50,500. Account name should be rent expenses. Click save and new. The last account, depreciation buildings, that is again an expense account. The account type should be expense. Account ID is 51,000. Account name depreciation buildings. So since this is our last account, as per this example, you can simply click on save and close button. Save and close button. Right. So here you can see all the accounts that you have created. So in the previous video also I have told you, right, apart from this main close button, you can simply click any of other close buttons to get rid of that window. So here I will close this. If you need to go back again to those accounts to see the accounts that you have created, you can simply click on the chart of accounts option here, right? So once you click on chart of accounts icon, so you can see the accounts that you have created for your company. Right, so this is how you can create new ledger accounts, and also how you can edit the ledger accounts that you have already created.